You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, and everybody here from Drakewing Gaming. Oh, one second, y'all. Let me make sure this is recording. Yep, it is indeed recording, y'all. Alright, let's go ahead and jump back in. We are on Grace's path. Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. I've never known what my future would look like, only that I hope it would include us, together. For this transformation, I voice my heaviest concern. I'm worried if it goes any further, it may drive us apart. I can tell that Grace is taken aback. Malcolm, She closes her mouth, as if pondering how to respond. Please, tell me. What do you mean, drive us apart? Well, for one thing, it's already difficult for you on land. If you keep growing, what if you can't come ashore at all? What if this lock does indeed become too small for you? So far, your changes... Improvements! Very well, your improvements are harmless, welcome even. But if you're too large to live nearby, how will we live together? I've been trying very hard to be supportive of Grace's experience, and living out her new form. I worry now that all this outpouring of fear may sound like a betrayal. Malcolm, what if your body changed? I'm struck by the change of subject. Like yours? I don't think that's going to happen, Grace. But we don't know that for certain. That's a fantasy, not a reality. Your improvements aren't mine. Right, but think about if it were only you changing. I think you'd be jealous. Her light laugh relieves some of the tension. And I would still love you, and I would do anything I had to do to be with you. I promise you that. I'm all over the idea that she would abandon life on shore to travel the seven seas with her fish boyfriend. Admittedly, I know she would. So why don't I do the same for her? I know, I believe you. But if you get bigger, we don't exactly know what it would take to be with each other. Grace has her answer ready. You'll have your ship. You can follow me wherever I go. I can't, Grace. I can't follow you wherever you go. At best, I can stay close, but is that really being together? It's something I regret saying as soon as the words tumble out of my mouth. They clearly hurt. I've never minced words, Malcolm. You know I can't give you a normal life. I'm sorry, I know that. And I treasure what we have here now. I love floating on the water with you and spending time at the beach. I even love all the adventures you take me on, no matter how waterlogged I am afterwards. Grace's stoic facade cracks just a little as she can't quite stifle a little giggle. I just don't know what to do. I only know I don't want to lose what we have now. Grace thinks for a moment. I understand, I do, but I don't think you have anything to worry about. If anything changes... Improves. Yes, if anything improves, then we'll address it then. I don't want to look towards the future where you're scared of me. I want to enjoy the present, please. I just need some time. A breather. Away from me? No, just away from the excitement. Slower pace. I have to dip my toes into this relationship, so to speak. It's new for me to be so close to someone. I also want to take time to appreciate that. Our new love. Of course, Malcolm. I promise we take things at your speed. I'm relieved, but sense disappointment in her tone. Just don't worry about what's out of our control. Herein lies the problem. I worry it is in my control, all of it. All the changes, the improvements, the growth, me losing Grace to the sea. I'll try. Go on, then. Get back to your Hazel. I'm sure she's needing you, too. I hesitate to leave on this note, so I bring up one more subject. You know, I told Agnes about us. Grace makes the happiest grin I could picture. Oh my, what did she say? Does she want to see me swim? Maybe I could tow her around on the boat. This is fantastic, Malcolm. I regret saying anything. Grace thinks I told Gran about her improvements. Alas, the lying by omission has caught up with me. Well, you see, I only mentioned we were a couple. Not my... She wags her tail, splashing some water up. I shake my head, turning red from embarrassment. Oh, well, thank you for at least sharing something with her. I don't think Gran would mind your flippers. She's elderly is all. One surprise at a time. Someday she'll get to see them. Of course. The conversation has dipped back into the uncharted waters of what is to come between us. Now I sincerely believe we both need to think things over. Grace, I want everything to keep going the way it is. No steps backwards. No steps forwards. Just the same, for a while. When I hold her gaze, I finally see us again. Two hearts in love. I don't want this to become a source of contention. I I simply want to stop paddling against a current, even if briefly. Anything you want, Malcolm. After a few lingering kisses, I walk off toward home, telling myself nothing was sour between us. But as Grace glides quickly across the locked surface in the opposite direction, I wonder, do I truly believe that, or is it just wishful thinking? Fishful thinking. Fishful thinking. Jesus Christ, Malcolm. Here comes the sun. Nope, there's Hazel. Easy now. Careful of your footing. These stones are loose. Hazel neighs at me as if to say she knows what she's doing, and that she hates it. Hey, at least I'm not making you haul a mast. Instead, I have loaded Hazel's cart with a hodgepodge of tools and materials once destined to repair the homestead. Truth be told, I've no clue if they'll be useful to repair the ship. Useful or not, they're a peace offering after yesterday's exchange. Repairing this wreck means a lot to Grace, and I'm willing to give it a go, even if I have no idea how to go about it. It may not be farm work, but I'm sure Gran would approve. Fixing any damage between Grace and me would mean more to Agnes than the other menial chore at home. It dawns on me that Grace herself is now my home. It's my duty, our duty, to keep it in good, healthy shape. Alright, that's far enough, girl. I help off the saddle and situate the reflective vase to signal Grace, and begin to unload Hazel's cart. It's not long before I see a swirl of eddies coming towards us. Need help with that? When Grace emerges, Hazel's eyes go wide, and the horse unleashes a terrified whinny. Easy now! Oh, Miss Hazel, you remember me, right? The mare eyes Grace skeptically. This must be the first woman she's laid eyes on larger than she is. I see her nose twitch and her ankles drop as Grace's familiar kelp scent wafts past. A horse never forgets. That's right. Who's a good lass? Aye. We'll miss our rides together. Hazel blinks and huffs her agreement. It hits me again, deep in my gut, that those days of riding together are so far gone. Grace will never wrap her lithe arms around my waist from behind, whispering in my ear to go faster. My days on land are just that, mine alone. Besides, I bet Grace could possibly crush anything she might try to ride. I shudder, but still let my imagination run wild. So, how's your daily swim? Oh, fine. I did some exploring. Found a nice big sponge that'll be great for scratching some, hard-to-reach places. She winks, and I feel myself go red. And what's new with you? Not much. It's the same old routine. Looking after the herd, after Gran. The odd back-breaking labor thrown in. If it's something closer to shore, I can try to help. Much obliged. I'll keep that in mind. Grace seems amiable enough, but she's being quieter, curter, than usual. I'm not sure what to say, and it's making her conversation feel stilted. I fetched some tools for the Kelpie. As I resume unloading, Grace holds up one of the wooden planks I brought. What is this? Oh, some nice sturdy oak. Malcolm, you underlined. There's nothing wrong with the ship's timbers. It's her deck that needs repairing, and that's teak. I blink. Since when do you know so much about hardwood? I can see Grace stifle a laugh. The bowl at home. The large one. My mother's grandfather brought it home from Andalusia. We were never to touch it. Father said the teak was rarer than gold. I don't think that's entirely true. It didn't matter much to us girls, anyway. We'd wear it around the farm like a helmet when we played house. We? Alright, me. I was always the dog or the prisoner of war. The soldier could wear both, the dog could drink out of it. I made good use of that antique. And surprisingly, it sounds like Grace got the short end of the stick when playing with her siblings. Grateful to be an only child, I returned to the subject at hand. Well then, where do you suppose one would find teak in Arctic Craig? Don't you worry about that just yet. Let's get started on pulling up the damaged strakes and take things one step at a time. Strakes? The deck boards, landlubber. Didn't you read any of that book I gave you? I skimmed it. Why don't you take the lead? Take the lead she does. With our project at last underway, Grace, for the most part, falls back into her usual behaviour. Quiet and resolute, as if labouring alone is her actual preference. If anything is surprising, it's just how hard-working and thorough she's become. Marion would be proud of Grace's determination, even if it's simply to tow her boyfriend around. Such is our new routine. Every day I ride to find Grace using her strength to demolish broken pieces. After swift but romantic greetings, I'm always asked to pile up the rubble. We'll have a celebratory bonfire when she's done. Ugh, I can hardly smell the roasted mackerel. Each morning I also spot fresh replacements washed up on shore. I don't ask where they've come from, but I suspect nearby ports may be missing some materials. Days stretch into weeks, and the Kelpie and its promise of rest and relaxation begins to take shape. Who knew a carefree life would be so much work? Fashioning a new mast is the most difficult part, but Grace's size makes raising it into place look easy. I see her hard work paying off not just in tangible accomplishments, but also in her attitude. Since my return home, I've watched Grace go from shy to boisterous, to finally landing somewhere in between, keeping her in isolation while developing a strong sense of self. Every time I talk to her, I know I'm speaking to the shrewd, independent woman, and nothing proves this better than her new side job. After she made good on her promise to the fishmonger, the arrangement evolved into a loose business relationship. Grace provides the fish and Douglas provides a cut of the sale. I'm thankful they patched things over, because ever since Douglas took Marion to the church picnic, the two have begun openly making appearances together. There are whispers that they may even be in love. There are whispers about me as well. I've become an idler and a recluse, they natter, a sad, lonely veteran best left alone. Gran works hard to discredit these rumors, even if my absence speaks louder than the few words of an old woman. At least Gran knows I'm in a relationship. Nonetheless, when I return home tired and withered from labor, I suspect she must worry. I tell her not to. My time at the lock is spent in old fashions. One moment is romantic, the next tedious or strenuous. The exercise is mental as well as physical, rarely calming but always invigorating. As the weather warms, the Kelpie begins to look seaworthy. Grace and I alternate between repairing the ship and taking dips to refresh ourselves. I begin to picture this as my permanent lifestyle, grueling work mixed with fleeting relaxation. In so many ways it feels real, so very similar to any life on land. Two people in love, striving to make a life and home together. Ours is just a different type of fairy tale. Things have stabilized since the early days of Grace's transformation. At first, I welcomed the slower, tranquil pace of our swims, a chance to just be in peace. But as our quiet moments together stretch out, I begin to find something unsettling in the silence, all the words left unsaid. It's been ages since our last disagreement, despite the source of friction never truly being resolved, a subject we've both been avoiding out of respect to one another. This reticence, I wonder if it isn't straining us both. Our conversations begin to feel rote, never straying from topics dull or safe. Each day, each swim, Grace repeats itself. I feel her run on happenings in town, and although I can tell she doesn't always care, she listens, eyes open, ears up, attentive. In turn, Grace shares her adventures and experiences, which despite my best efforts I can't really understand. Most times I'm left confused and envious. As acts of soaring beneath the water aren't in the cards for me. Never will I encounter the creatures she describes, nor the sensation of gliding through seaweed faster than running through a wheat field. It too is a mystery, one I can't solve. Then on most days, after we've relayed an all and played to exhaustion, Grace dives underwater without a word, only to reappear a few hours later like nothing had happened. I don't begrudge her these brief departures, but as the season draws on, the length of each dive grows noticeably longer. One day, I say my piece. Grace, can we talk? I'm still holding a caulking rope as I look to see if she's even around. Thankfully, I hear splashing. I was just about to take a break. I'm gonna go suck my scales for a while. When I hear frustration in Grace's voice, I set down the rope and meet her at the waterline. I could use a break myself. May I join you? She hesitates, and a sinking feeling hits me that I'm not invited. It's alright if you prefer some time to yourself. Is something wrong? Oh, no, these big clumsy hands drive me rad sometimes. She wiggles her webbed fingers and sighs. At this stage, the work has become less strenuous and more tedious. Recalking the hull, waterproofing the deck seams, replacing the bungs. These finder jobs aren't easy for her, I know. But I suspect something else is at play here. I muster up the courage to ask what's been eating at me for some time now. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon or YouTube memberships if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!